Before dawn broke and the first light touched the fields, we gathered at the edge of a cornfield, one of many left in ruins by an invisible war. Today marks the launch of the year's first major wild boar eradication mission. But this is more than just a hunt. It's a united stand. Farmers, hunters, and local leaders have come together, shoulder to shoulder, to protect our land, our livestock, and our loved ones. Drop a 1 in the comments if you're with us in this battle against the wild boars. These wild hogs aren't just animals. They're an escalating menace. They tear through thousands of dollars in crops, attack newborn calves, and put human lives at risk. We've witnessed the devastation with our own eyes. Fields ripped to shreds by 300-pound beasts, their destruction unmistakable. If we don't act now, if their numbers continue to surge, the threat will only become more dangerous. This isn't just a campaign. It's a mission to take back what's ours, one step at a time. And it starts here, in this very moment. The light is slipping away, stretching long shadows across the 20-acre field. Every rustle feels sharper, every movement charged with tension. We're on the trail, pushing through nearly 300 yards of thick, unforgiving forest in pursuit of the herd. Just past the tree line, they gather along an old irrigation ditch. A pack of about 30 wild hogs, each tipping the scale at 200 to 300 pounds. They tear through the soil like living bulldozers, oblivious to our presence. We drop to the ground and move into position. No words, no hesitation, only silent signals and absolute trust. At 160 yards out, I whisper into the radio, wind steady at 5 miles an hour from the west. I tweak the scope, lining up the crosshairs on the largest paw, a brute marked by scars along its shoulder. The countdown begins. 3, 2. We squeeze the triggers. The shots shatter the stillness. In under 3 seconds, 5 hogs hit the dirt. But the hunt isn't finished yet. The entire herd erupts, some crashing through the brush, others barreling toward the ditch. We hold our ground, shifting angles, eyes locked on our zones. This isn't panic. It's precision under fire. Left flank's on the move. Jake drops to one knee, exhales slow, and nails another hog mid-leap. One barrels straight toward me, too close, too fast. I spin, pulse hammering, and pull the trigger. The blast cracks through the air. The hog collapses, skidding 10 yards before it stills. This is the side most never witness. Strategy, trust, and raw adrenaline driving the fight to defend what's ours. It's never just about the guns or the scopes. It's about discipline, knowing the land, trusting the person at your side. It's about defending your fields, your livestock, your way of life. Out here, every decision counts. One careless shot can jeopardize the whole team. That's why we train, why we move as one, And when the smoke clears and the echoes fade across the Texas fields, we rise, breathing hard, gear in hand, eyes sweeping the tree line one final time. "12 down. Everyone's accounted for. But this isn't a victory lap. It's a warning. The hogs will regroup. Another night, another fight. We'll be ready, because this land matters. We'll hold it, inch by inch." We've moved about 300 yards southwest of the first ambush site, deeper into the tree line where the ground drops away into an old, dry creek bed. The terrain tightens here, visibility barely 50 yards, but the signs are fresh. Tracks pressed deep, bark shredded, soil torn open. They're close. We fan out, keeping low. Then the wind shifts. That's our first warning. Silence follows, heavy and sharp, until the brush explodes. A huge hog bursts through, and behind it 3 more. Each a snarling 250-pound blur tearing through the cedar scrub, eyes blazing. Foam streaks its snout. It's not backing off. It comes full charge, a blur of muscle and fury. Time stretches thin. Jake drops to one knee. Mark swings and fires. The moment shatters back into motion. We move as one, controlled, relentless. The first round slams into its shoulder. It falters, but doesn't fall. The second hits low, driving it to a crawl. Mark's third shot finds its mark. The beast drops hard, kicking up a storm of dust and thorns in a single violent motion. Then, silence. It hits like a wave, heavy and sudden. The adrenaline surges, and we finally let out a breath. That's the reality. These aren't just big hogs. They're wild, ruthless, and when cornered, they're as deadly as they come. There's no do-over when a 300-pound hog with raw muscle and razor tusks comes barreling your way. What keeps us alive is training, tactics, and the ability to stay steady when everything's on the line. Moments like that remind us why strategy and vigilance aren't optional. They're survival. Because out here, it's about more than just defending land. It's about protecting lives, our own, our families, and our neighbors. That's why we never let our guard down. Not for a second. As we stand there, rifles still hot, watching the beast motionless in the dust, one truth settles in. This battle's over, but the war for our land isn't. The mountain air cuts colder than expected, sharp in our lungs as we push through the dense cedar thicket near the property line. We've covered more than 2 miles of rugged ground, tracing a path etched through jagged rock and thick moss. This isn't farmland anymore. It's pure wilderness. 800 acres of raw, untamed land crawling with feral hogs. And this time, they know we're coming. The signs are clear: uprooted saplings, slick trails of mud, and fresh droppings scattered like warnings across the ground. The herd's bigger, maybe smarter too, seasoned by gunfire. They're faster, more alert, which means our ambush has to be flawless. We pick a narrow choke between two hills, only 50 yards of open ground, and settle in. Silent, immobile, listening for the slightest sign. The first hog emerges just after dusk. About 250 pounds, ears flicking, muscles coiled tight. Then more appear. 12, maybe 15, creeping forward with wary precision. We hold our breath, fingers poised on the triggers. The radio stays dead quiet. Then, contact. The first volley drops 3 instantly. Chaos erupts. The rest explode into motion, scattering like shrapnel, darting between rocks and brush. But they're not running blind. Every shot we fire, they read it, listening, adapting. Some loop back. Others freeze behind trunks or melt into the shadows. "Keep moving," Mark calls out. I spin just in time to catch one circling wide through the brush, trying to flank us. These hogs aren't just escaping, they're evolving. What sets this hunt apart is simple. Smarter prey, higher risk, bigger stakes. We adapt, shift positions, refine angles. I drop to one knee, settle the crosshairs at 65 yards, and put it down before it can close. "Clean," I whisper. We hold for another 10 minutes, scanning through scopes, breaths short, hearts hammering. By the end, we'd confirmed 8 kills, but the rest melted into the woods like ghosts. The terrain worked in their favor, and tonight, it saved them. This wasn't just a hunt. It was a chess match played in the dark. As we packed up, boots caked in mud, one truth hit home. The rules have changed. These boars are evolving. If we're going to protect our land, our livestock, and our legacy, we'll need to stay one step ahead. Ever been part of a wild boar hunt like this? Drop a 2 in the comments if you have. If not, leave a 0. That night, we flipped the script. Instead of moving as one, we split into 3 smaller teams, each cutting through a different route in the 100-acre maze of brush and creek beds beyond the old cattle fence. It was a gamble, but a calculated one. We'd studied every ridge, every trail, and we knew one thing for certain. This time, the hunt would be on our terms. To corner this herd, we needed to close every exit. I took the west flank with Jake. Mark led the center route along the creek bed, while Tom's team swept wide to the east, ready to cut off anything bolting for the hills. We advanced in silence, every step measured, every sound deliberate. An ambush only works once. At 80 yards, movement caught my eye. I'd found them. A herd, 20 strong, was tearing up the earth at the base of a steep draw. We signaled the others, adjusted our scopes, and took aim. The air was heavy with tension, every heartbeat ticking down to 0. Then the signal came. One shot cracked through the dark, and chaos erupted. Gunfire flared from 3 directions. The hogs shrieked, scattering in panic. But this time, there was no escape. Every escape route was locked down by a barrel. We moved in sync, tight, efficient, no wasted motion. A few hogs tried to break back through, but Jake cut them off with 2 clean hits at 45 yards. One bolted uphill, only to drop 10 yards in when Tom's shot found its mark. They were quick, cunning, but this time, we had them boxed in. That's the power of coordination. Splitting up gave us control of the land. We didn't chase the hogs through the woods. We steered them, forcing their every move. Each step they took was one we'd already accounted for. When the dust finally settled, 14 hogs were down, clean, efficient, and everyone still standing. But there was no cheering. We reloaded in silence, checked our gear, and swept the darkness one last time. Out here, even the best plan can unravel in a heartbeat. One bad angle, one hesitation, and it's your blood on the dirt, not theirs. What we took from that night wasn't just about firepower. It was about precision, discipline, and trust in the people beside you. The hunt isn't over, but we're one step closer to reclaiming our land. The terrain opens wide. 200 acres of flat plains ringed by safe zones. Perfect hunting ground, but too broad to cover on foot and too quick for old methods. So we adapted. 2 modified rigs rolled out, one fitted with a raised platform, the other armed with thermal optics. 12 eyes scanning the land, sharp and unblinking, like a hawk on the hunt. We weren't hunters in the old sense anymore. We'd become a mobile unit, half tech squad, half instinct. The drone operator speaks up. Visuals on the north sector, 800 yards out. At least 20 hogs moving east. Hit the gas. The rigs thunder across the plain, dust trailing in our wake, rifles already shouldered and ready. On the screens, the herd starts to push forward. They feel our rumble. Right on cue, the plan kicks in. The drone drops low, corralling them toward the skinny gap between 2 fenced fields, the choke point we set. I grab the rig's rail, heart hammering, left flank ready. Rounding the last bend, the herd erupts into view. We open fire. The high platform team leads, pouring down surgical fire from above. We press in behind them, cutting off any stragglers. Hogs dart and weave in every direction, but the drone pins them, every twitch feeding straight to our screens in real time. Tonight, there's nowhere left to hide. giant, close to 300 pounds, bursts toward a dry creek bed. Jake catches it instantly. Mine. One shot, clean. It won't tear up another field. This is hunting on a new level. A fusion of power, precision, and teamwork. The rigs give us speed. The drone gives us vision. But it's the team that makes it final. 15 minutes later, the field falls silent. Nine hogs down. No misses, no wounds. The silence that follows feels heavy, earned. But this hunt revealed something deeper. Survival belongs to those who adapt. As the wild shifts, so must we. And as long as they keep moving, we'll be right behind them. On wheels, with wings, with intent. We thought the hardest part was over. But feral hogs never fade quietly, especially the stragglers. The last few, fewer but larger, broke south along the tree line, vanishing into dense brush and thorny thickets where tracking on foot borders on impossible. These aren't young hogs anymore. They're battle-tested survivors. Each one's a brute. Over 275 pounds of scarred muscle, hardened by years of survival. They know every inch of this land and exactly how to vanish into it. But our dogs know it too. With daylight fading and tension thick, we give the signal. The hounds launch. 3 seasoned trackers with noses like radar and hearts built for the hunt. Within minutes, the forest erupts with sound. Barks and growls rip through the air, the thunder of paws crashing through brush. Then, a deep, guttural roar. A hog cornered. We sprint, splashing across the creek, eyes locked on the GPS ping from the lead dog. At 60 yards, we see it, the biggest one yet. It's spinning wild, tusks glinting, churning up dirt while the dogs dart around it, keeping the beast boxed in. Its breath heaves, steam curling from its snout. Its eyes burn wild with rage. No time to hesitate. It's now or never. Jake swings right. I slide left. 1 breath, 2. We fire. The hog bellows one last time before collapsing with a bone-shaking thud that ripples through the brush. The dogs circle once, then retreat. Their job done. They know it's over. And just like that, the chaos fades. That's the truth about feral hogs. They fight until the very last breath. You can clear a field, sweep a ridge, run a flawless hunt, and still face that one final clash that pushes every limit. Your teamwork, your reflexes, your resolve. Tonight, we came out on top, but not without sweat, not without scars. We round up the dogs, check our rifles, and start the walk back to the rigs. Behind us, the land falls quiet. No more movement. no more danger. This wasn't just a win, it was a reminder. This land is still wild, and it takes wild hearts to protect it. As the rigs rumble toward camp, the last light sinks behind the hills, painting the horizon in gold and shadow. Boots off, rifles cleared, dogs sprawled out at our feet. The first day of the campaign is done, and it's one we won't forget. We brought down more than a dozen feral hogs, each tipping the scale between 200 and 300 pounds, scattered across nearly 250 acres of farmland and open plains. It's a victory earned the hard way, but celebration can wait. A few slipped through. That's the truth of this fight. It's never finished in a single day. The hogs move fast, learn faster, but so do we. Today proved what's possible when man, machine, and animal move as one. Our team's coordination, boots on the ground, dogs in pursuit, drones overhead, clicked together with absolute precision. This isn't just a hunt, it's strategy, it's survival. More than protecting crops, this campaign stands as a shield against disease, destruction, and the slow erosion of what our grandparents built. Each hog taken down is one less threat to our cornfields, our livestock, our families. And tonight, for the first time in weeks, a few farmers out here might finally rest easy. But tomorrow, we're back at it, while the rest of the world sleeps through the silent war being fought here. We'll keep pushing, because these fields feed America, and we won't let them fall to the enemy. So tonight, we rest, we reload, we prepare. At dawn, the next phase of the hunt begins. If this story hits home, if you believe in standing up for this land, save this video, share it, and drop a comment below. Let every voice fighting for rural America be heard. Out here, every shot counts, every step matters, and the hunt is far from over. If you're with us, hit that like button and subscribe to keep the mission alive.